Everyone, and welcome back to Middle Age Gaming. Today is the closest we're going to be getting to Halloween. So we're going to be talking all about spooky stuff, scary games, horror games, our favorite monsters, that sort of thing. And that's basically it. There's no other theme.
Yeah, so to wrap up, this is gonna be a very short show today. Thank you very
Yep.
much for
yeah,
watching.
right.
No,
Thanks for listening. It was good.
too early.
The other game that I can think of that I quite liked that was a bit of a curveball I wasn't expecting was Five Nights at Freddy's,
Mm,
which again came out of nowhere and was such a simple premise. And I'd say that I've seen a lot of people jump, and I've watched other people playing it together and been like, oh, okay, here we go. I'll log you in, you play, and then off you go. And then, yeah, you definitely get like some very, very jumpy reactions as those freakish teddy bears just slowly move towards you and make their way towards the control room. I never really understood the premise idea of, they're afraid of the light, so they stop moving when there's light. But it was always funny when somebody just forgets and their battery just runs out right at the very last, like 5%. And you tell they're just desperately trying to survive and just flick the light. It's like,
yeah.
oh.
Yeah, that one is kind of weird because the original premise is really interesting. It seems kind of, with the whole... It's simple. You're just in this booth, basically, and you only have so much battery, and you can power the lights or you can power the doors, and you basically just have to survive. So, and you can activate cameras, but you can't obviously see every camera at once. And yeah, that was really interesting premise. And now it's had what, 5 games, 6 games, and it's got spin-offs, and they're making a movie, and it's just like, how did this get so big?
That kind of reminds me, a couple of years ago, I think it was on HTC Vive, so when they wanted to introduce horror to the VR headset with a very simple game. It was almost like a demo, but it was terrifying because I watched the guy playing live, and just watching him, I was myself, I was terrified. So I can't imagine that. It's very simple. It's just a kid in his bedroom, and mom turns off the light, and the only thing you have is a torchlight with a little battery on it. And each time you close your eyes, you can hear, and you have to turn on the light because you have your wardrobe start opening, or something strange at the window, or something scrolling under from either from the ceiling or under your bed, and you have to put your lights where it's gonna come out. Otherwise, if you are too late, you die. And ooh, that was really creepy. But
Yeah,
again, that was like a what, 15 minutes game. It's really like a demo just to show how creepy that could be, and it really works. Really
I think
works
it's
for
good
me.
that it feeds on. I mean, we've had things like zombies, and you have monsters, and you've had those creatures, but there is something weirdly creepy about large size teddy bears and doll type things that you have at places that just when you walk in go, oh yeah, it's kind of cute, but then maybe like on second view when you sat down and you maybe you eat your meal and you just casually look over, you're like, is it looking at me? Is,
Are
is
you
it
saying you
is
don't
it
like
what's it
Chucky?
doing? Definitely not. I hated Chucky. And Chucky's only small, but a huge big. I mean, I could probably, take on Chucky. I'd fancy my chances. I've probably got a good survival rate. But a huge, big, massive bear thing, if that comes after me, it's got size. It's got everything at the advantage for it. So yeah, and it's a robot. So I'd be way more scared of that.
yeah. Chucky's really small, but yeah, if you saw like a 6 foot tall, same scale, but just 6 foot tall Chucky standing at your door, that would be pretty terrifying. It's this big
I'm not
stocky
opening
thing.
that.
Yeah, that would be horrifying. But yeah, they have. I'm surprised they haven't made a Chucky game. Now that I think about it, I mean, we've had. I mean, Freddy Krueger showed up in a bunch of stuff, and Jason obviously
Jason as well.
has been in a bunch of things. I think he even had his own game. Yeah, they had a Friday the 13th game that was popular here. I had a lot of students that like
That's
to play
old.
that one. Huh? What'd you
The
say?
very old one
No, there was a newer
on
one.
the
It was
on.
basically like it was kind of like a Dead by Daylight thing. So you could you could be Jason, and you had to kill the kids, and then you could pick different teenagers, and each one might have like their own little set of skills. Like maybe one might come with an axe or something. You can smash down a door or something like that. I don't know. I had a student who was really into it, and he really enjoyed it. Um, and yeah, I think there were even different versions of Jason. So depending on which
Change
Jason
the
you
mask.
were, well, from the different movie iterations, so like one of the Jasons could run, but only one of them could. None of the other Jasons could run. Um, but like one of them could kind of teleport in a way, so he could get around a bit faster because he couldn't. You could only do it, I think, when people weren't looking at you. But yeah, and then they had like they
Classic
could.
slasher trope.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's walking and he's behind you, but then you turn the corner and he's in front of you, that sort of thing. Um, and they did things like he had like special hearing or something like that, where he could hear heartbeats or something. I don't know, but yeah, it was very much in the Dead by Daylight kind of vein, which is pretty popular right now. Those kind of games where you have the one person who's the killer and they're trying to knock out everybody else. Um, you guys
Dead
ever
by
play a game
Daylight
like
was
that?
actually fun.
Hmm? Oh, I haven't played it.
If but you need to have like at least 5 players on it, something like this, to make it very fun. But it's very simple concept and very very fun.
Yeah.
Phil, you like to play a multiplayer game? You never played this one, Dead by
And I
Daylight?
had a lot of friends who did, but I never really got into it. Especially like the Final Fantasy community, there was a load of people that would
Oh,
like just switch over to playing Dead by Daylight at random times.
have have you guys seen Phasmophobia recently?
I've saw it
Same
in the news, but I haven't seen. I haven't really read about it.
same as a multiplayer horror game. It was really cool.
Oh yeah. I heard they had an update or something though. That's what I read.
Yeah, maybe it's for those who don't know Phasmophobia, you are some kind of Ghostbusters basically. You have a haunted house. There's several locations like an asylum, an hospital, or something like this, or prison, or maybe a school. There was something like this, and you get in there and you know it's haunted. The question is, what kind of ghost do you have in there? Is it a ghost? Is it a banshee? Is that whatever? All this kind of creature, and you have to get clues. So, for instance, is it super cold? Or if you talk to the ghost with a talkie-walkie, will it talk back to you? Or what can I see? If you have the black light, if you can see the print on the door or something, and the longer you stay, the longer the ghost is gonna get pissed off and try to kill you. And so you have to go back to the van, take some little pills to raise your mental health. It's really really fun. So there's maybe a dozen accessories, maybe half a dozen different type of ghosts. And when you see your friends dying in front of you, you're like, ah! The little thing which is fun in Phasmophobia is that when the ghost attack, all the lights, or you call that like twinkle
Liquor.
or flicker. Thank you. So it flickers, and when it flickers, all the doors close. You can't get out of the house. So the only thing you can do is go in the bathroom or something, or in bedroom, squat, and just pray that the ghost don't find you. Or you make your friend trip so that it kills him first.
Oh, the whole I only have to outrun you tactic.
Well, that depends, because each ghost is different. Some are very slow, so you just, run around the sofa and he won't catch you. Some can go through stuff, or some are just very fast. So that's why it's very fun, because there's really a lot of different kind of gameplay. And unless you actually can find with the clues what kind of ghost you have in front of you, hey, it's really a guessing game.
Ah, okay. Yeah,
Really
Phil
good
and I
concept
picked
again.
up what was it we picked up? We picked up Devour, right? But we haven't played
Maybe
it
we
yet.
should try and play that. Yeah, we should try and set a date.
Yeah. Yeah, we picked it up, but
Uh,
didn't quite
What what
haven't
kind
quite
of
played it yet. Hmm?
what kind of game is that?
It's pretty much the same idea, right? If I'm correct. Right, Phil? It's basically the same idea, right?
I don't know. I can't remember. I didn't really read it. But it was on the super cheap offer, so we just picked it up.
Yeah, I think it's pretty much the same idea. I think you're visiting like a haunted like a inn or something like that, or maybe that was just the latest patch. But yeah, so same idea. You know, you have a bunch of people and there's like a monster and or monsters and you're trying to not die. So
Stop possessed cultists before they drag you to hell.
oh, okay, there
Run,
you go.
scream, hide, just don't get caught.
Run, scream, hide. Screaming and hiding aren't. I don't know. They don't mesh very well typically. Running and screaming can work, but yeah, screaming and hiding.
You're a focus team, perfect execution with a single session lasting up to an hour. Wow, okay. It can get pretty deep then.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to check that one out at some point. Yeah, I've been mostly focusing on obviously Dreadout, and I've been playing Bloodborne. So I think I'm close to the end, but I'm not sure because I haven't been looking at guides. So I don't know how close I am to the end, but I think I'm close to the end. And then Other Side, which is not really scary, but it's kind of creepy visuals. So, and they have these weird Lovecraftian tentacle monsters or, you know, multi-limbed abominations and whatnot. So I've been doing that, and I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, uh-oh, I don't think I'm going to be able to finish. I might be able to finish Dreadout and maybe Bloodborne, but I'm like, there's no way I'm finishing Other Side before October is over. It's just not going to happen.
It's all right. Take your time.
Yeah,
Don't be
yeah.
ridiculous.